Ladies, welcome back to a very special episode of Cooking with Coach Joe. Earlier on in one of the earlier videos, I had said once we hit 50 subscribers, I am going to make you the absolute best chocolate dessert recipe. And you know what? We just hit over 50 this week. So here we are. Coach Joe is nothing if not a man of his word. So we are going to make the absolute best, most unbelievably fabulous homemade chocolate pudding. Ladies, let me tell you something. If you've never had homemade chocolate pudding, I'm not talking about the stuff that comes in the box at the store. That's not even in the same league. It's not even in the same ballpark. I'm talking about creamy, just unbelievably phenomenal homemade chocolate pudding. Ladies, if you've never had it, you've been missing out. You simply haven't lived. So, in my opinion, this is probably the best chocolate dessert out there. Period. Full stop. Talk amongst yourselves. We're done. So, special episode today, ladies. Pay special attention. There's only a handful of ingredients in this. Literally, there's only 5 or 6 ingredients, and it makes the absolute best chocolate dessert. If we're going to indulge, you know what? Let's indulge with the good stuff. Let me start by saying this isn't dinner. This is dessert. Say that again. This is not dinner. This is a treat once in a while. But I'm telling you, once you have this, you're going to want to have it all the time. It is absolutely fantastic. Ladies, we're going to start off with a saucepan. We're going to get the heat started on here. What we want is about medium heat. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in, this is about half a cup of sugar. So we're going to put half a cup of sugar into the saucepan. In there I have about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt as well. And salt is just going to bring out all the flavors of the chocolate pudding. I also have 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. I'm going to put that in as well. Make sure we get that all in. The cornstarch is going to be our thickener. This is what's going to thicken our pudding. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get everything mixed up in the saucepan. And to that, I'm going to add 3 cups of milk. So we'll just add that right in, a little bit at a time. What we want to do is work out all the lumps. So I'm just going to whisk that around the pan, get everything dissolved, add a little more milk. Make sure we get the whisk into the corners. Not the corners, but obviously the edge from where the side of the pan meets the bottom of the pan. We don't want anything to get stuck there and create lumps. We want our chocolate pudding to be beautifully smooth and beautifully velvety. So once we have our milk in there, we'll just continue to whisk this for the next 10 minutes or so. What we want to do is we want to slowly bring this mixture up to a very gentle simmer. We don't want this to boil at all. We don't want to scald the milk. All we want to do is we want to bring this up to a gentle simmer. So what I will do is I will see you in 10 minutes. And we are back. So I'm just starting to see wisps of steam come up from the saucepan itself. Our mixture is thickened slightly. So I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add, this is a cup of really, really good quality chocolate chips. These are semi-sweet chocolate chips, so not too sweet. And what we're going to do, this is about 170 grams of chocolate. We're just going to add that right in, and we're going to continue to whisk. And the heat of the pan will melt our chocolate chips. Our pudding will continue to thicken, and then we want to just let this cook through for about another 3 or 4 minutes. And then a little splash of vanilla, and we are done. And that is as easy as it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from a whisk to a silicone spatula in a sec, just to make sure that I move everything around the pan appropriately. There we are. There we are. So again, we don't want the heat up too high. We don't want to scald the bottom of the pan. We just want to now melt the chocolate into our mixture. And this is going to continue to thicken up over the next 3 or 4 minutes. And then when it does, we're just going to add a quick splash of really, really good vanilla extract. As a matter of fact, Coach Joe makes his own from vanilla beans and a very special formula that I've come up with on my own. And ladies, if you want to know the recipe to my homemade vanilla extract, let me know in the comments. And I will be sure to show you how to do that in a future episode. So what we will do is we'll just allow this to go for another 2 or 3 minutes. And we will be right back. All right, it has been about 3 or 4 minutes, and our pudding has thickened up beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the heat. I'm going to take this right off the burner, and then what I'm going to do is add a quick splash of vanilla extract. And literally this is vanilla extract that I make with vanilla beans. You can see them here in the bottle. And I'm just going to add just a splash. There we are. And now I'm going to work that in. Just to make sure that it's all incorporated into our pudding. There we are. And that's it. No more heat for this. What I have here are 4 ramekins. I'm just going to divide it equally into those ramekins. And then we're going to let it cool for a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do is simply pour this in. There we are. We'll get 2 more. Just even that up. Now these are going to sit here to cool for a minimum of about 30 minutes. There we are. I'm not going to clean the pan too well, because you know what? This is the treat for the chef. And ladies, let me tell you something. Spectacular. I will be back once these are cooled, and I'll show you how to finish these up. Ladies, it's been a couple of hours. We are back. We've just had dinner. Our pudding's had an opportunity to cool, and now we're going to put the finishing touches on it before we take it right back to the table. So what we have here in this bowl is about a cup of whipping cream. This is 35% cream. We're going to add a couple things to it. We've got a couple of teaspoons of sugar. So literally just a couple of teaspoons of sugar. We don't want it too sweet. We've got a little bit of Coach Joe's homemade vanilla extract. We're going to give that a little shake. And literally all we want in there is about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. And we're now going to take our hand mixer and we're going to beat a little bit of air into it. So what we want to do is beat this cream until what we call soft peaks. We're not trying to make butter. We just want a nice delicate whipped cream to top our homemade chocolate puddings. I'm telling you ladies, you've never had anything like this before. If you've never had homemade chocolate pudding, absolutely fantastic. So it shouldn't take us more than about 30 seconds or so to get our cream whipped up. All we want to do is move the beaters around the bottom of the bowl and get the sugar dissolved and get the vanilla incorporated. As we do that, we're whipping a good bit of air into the bowl. You notice this bowl has a rubber backing, so this way it's not sliding all over the counter. If you have a bowl that's smooth on the bottom, you want to hold on to it, otherwise it may tip over. So we'll just rotate this around the bowl. And we are just about there. Make sure we get all that stuff off the edges, as we want to have a consistent texture, a good consistency across the whipped cream. And we are done. And that's what we mean by soft peaks. They just kind of sit there and eventually under their own weight, they will knock over. I'm gonna give my camera crew one of these. Alessia, you want one? Come get one.
Best part.
And now, ladies, literally all we do, a little dollop of whipped cream right on top. And that is about as good as it gets. So we're going to top each of these 4 ramekins with a couple of scoops of whipped cream. There we are. Oh. There we are. This guy got a little saucy. And we'll just put that off there. Now, let me tell you, you can garnish this with some fresh fruit, with some berries, with a mint leaf, however you like. My favorite garnish is a spoon.
Oh.
Ladies, let me tell you something. Get a little bit of this, a little bit of the whipped cream, a little bit of that chocolate pudding. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still there. Ladies, absolutely fantastic. You've got to try this recipe. This is absolutely the best, the simplest chocolate dessert that you can make at home. Absolutely phenomenal. The only thing better than this is watching you ladies play as well as I know you can. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the channel. You've got to try this. And ladies, we'll see you on the next one.